Hello, hello mga kasokal. It's our 7th and second to the last SoCal Pinoy's virtual class for the month of September. And tonight we have something that everyone's been looking out for. Like everyone's been asking for this class. It's tips for business owners with Cecil Wong Chung. She's a well-respected financial services industry expert, and we're so lucky to have her in our SoCal Pinoy's group. So here we have it, Cecil.
Hi, good evening. Kamusta kayo lahat? Kamusta yung mga kababayan natin from SoCal Pinoy? And I'm so happy for the invite from Mick Diaz. And thank you, Mick, for such a wonderful intro. And I guess it's time for us to jump in. Okay, so we're going with the tips. All right, we have a little bit of disclaimer just to be on the safe side and for reasons that you need to check with your tax consultant or for some other legal advice, always go to your legal and tax advisors. For the reason of the class tonight is just for info sharing. All right, so the first tip that I like to share with business owners is mission and vision statement. Primarily before jumping into any type of business, it's always nice to have your own vision and mission statement all combined together. So it's coming from a dream. First, you have a dream, and then from a dream, you put that into perspectives. Like, you have to write it down. What is it that you're looking into or dreaming to become one in the future? So from there, then you have your own mission statement. But I'm gonna give out some handouts at the end of the day. Somebody, or for some of you who would like to take some samples, or how does it look? What's a mission and vision statement look like? Because we're just constrained on time. So this is just gonna be all bullet points for tonight, and that's not too many. So the second tip I would like to give you is goals. For the goals, you will start to quantify, meaning you need to start doing your numbers, crunching your numbers. This is where we're gonna start. The financial planning concept or any type of planning concept for business owners starts here. The first tip, going back to mission or vision and mission statement, it's just practically telling yourself, giving you such definition of what is it that you want to do going forward, whether it's short-term, long-term, or mid-term. But here in the goals, you have to be a bit more specific. So what your goals are, as well as your objectives. This is number 3, tip number 3, objectives. It goes hand in hand with the goals, objectives, and on the number 4 is your action plan. So let's go to number 2, 3, and 4. They have to be on the same page. So action plan is you're putting into action what is it that you want to achieve on a short period of time, on midterm range, as well as on long-term range. It's basically your Bible. This is so basic, and this should be your foundation as a business owner. And going now, we have to be a little bit more formal on number 5. What entity type you want it to be? Would you like to be a sole proprietorship, or would you like to be a partnership entity or an LLC? But remember, on LLC, we have 2 types of LLC, whether you're gonna be a disregarded type of LLC, which is really a sole proprietorship type of LLC, or a partnership type of LLC. So that's the 2 basic type of LLC. And we go to the good ones, which is the corporation. Being a corporate entity, you have two choices, whether you want to be a subchapter S Corp or you want to be a C Corp, which is basically what most big businesses are as of today. So go back to the entity type. We have four major types. We have the sole proprietorship, the partnership, the LLC, and the corporation. So it's something that you would like to take into account going into business or being in the business. Number 6, financials. Know your numbers. Basically, as a business owners, you need to know at least the basic concept of math, plus and minus. That's not enough. It's not perfect as far as accounting is concerned. But for business owners, I always suggest make sure that you know your numbers. How much money coming in, how much money coming out. And other than that, there's more quantifiable variables or quantifiable measurements that you need to do as a business owner. So either you do this yourselves or you hire somebody else to do this for you. But my personal and professional advice, you as a business owner at least need to know your numbers yourselves. Yes, you can hire an outside accounting firm, a bookkeeper, or somebody else, but you need to know your own numbers. At the end of the day, it is all about your numbers. That's number 6. 7, record keeping. We want to see, I would say now that we are in the virtual world, it's very easy to keep track of your paper trail, scan them, take a picture of them, save it somewhere. Because we need to make sure, just in case somebody knocks on our door, they want to double check how we report our books or our tax reporting. It's always nice to keep them handy. It's always nice to be able to match what we have. Okay, so that's 7. 8, we have government ordinance. Hello and hello to most of you who are doing some type of cottage industry. Yes, it is allowed in the state of California, but just make sure that your city where you live, your county, as well as the state, all those rules must be met. We have the federal rules, that's different, but we need to comply with that. But make sure that where you are stationed at, where you are domiciled at, you need to comply with the government requirements. So that's what we meant by government ordinance. Next is ethics and privacy. We are Filipinos, we are so-called Pinoys, and we are friendly people. We love to chat, we love to talk about life, but sometimes we also need to respect the privacy of our clients, of our customers. These are the people who gave their business to us to keep us afloat. So please try to keep it private as much as possible. And last, we have reporting requirements. Again, going back to most of you who are in the cottage industry, maybe, it's just a maybe, reporting might not be mandatory, but I will always suggest, make sure to report something at the end of the year. This is for your own good, this is for your own benefit, this is for your own safety. So that's basically our short tips for business owners. Unless you have any questions, then I could just pitch in a little bit of what we do. My name, once again, is Cecil Wong Chung, known as Cecil Wong Chung. I manage a small consulting, or I would say a boutique consulting firm. And we take care of pretty much everything from your tax reporting, from your business entity, startups, or any types of changes that you need to go through when it comes to paperwork or local government approvals. we can help you with that. So that's what we do. That's our, bread and butter. And of course, we have a little bit of specials for you in case you would like to ask questions or just a simple question. Feel free to reach out to me directly via Messenger as a start, and then we can go from there. I will give you 10 minutes of my time, my personal time. Unless we go forward, you become a client of the firm. We do have a little bit of special going on for services up to $250. You get a $50 off. For services up to $600, we give you $100 off. And for services up to $480, we have $100 off. And for services that's about $600 or more, then we give you $150 off. That's our sales pitch, no more and no less. Mick, do you have any other stuff that you want to add?
Yes, I do. So I've been looking at our live chat on YouTube, and we do have several questions for you. So there's a comment. There's a question from Comment regarding LLCs. Is it true that to maintain the LLC in California, you have to pay $800 annually?
Yes, the answer is yes. It's a mandatory requirement, whether your business makes money at the end of the year or you don't. And remember, for LLC, there's some caveat to that. So just make sure what type of LLC you want it to be.
And there's another question from Comet also. If you have 10 apartments in California, do you need to record a separate LLC for each apartment just in case lawsuit occurs?
Actually, the answer is no, not necessarily, as long as you have separate books for each of those properties.
And I do have
it's a good question.
sorry.
I like that.
Thank you so much for answering that. And I do have a question. In our SoCal Pinoys group, there are a lot of new business owners, and we do have a lot of home-based businesses, whether it's, cooking or a shop or any other kind of business. What are your tips for those who have just started their business in light of the pandemic?
All right, because we are recorded live, so I just have to, make it clear. This is a general comment, and this is actually what's on the books. All right, that's the only answer I will be able to give you tonight. For most of you guys who are doing some kind of cooking at home, or maybe selling knickknacks here and there online, I always suggest to keep your records in place. At the end of the year, have it reviewed with your tax person, because you're just starting. So it's always nice to have your records in place.
Okay, well, that's a really good tip. I have another question from Comet, and this is regarding your answer earlier. So when you said separate books, what do you mean by that?
Yes, separate bookkeeping, of course. You need to know each of the properties, whether they are making money, they're losing money, or some changes had occurred in that particular property. Let's say we have property A, B, and C. Let's just keep that. So when I say records, it's really the actual bookkeeping. You as a business owner, just like myself, I want my numbers to be clear. I want my bookkeeping to be in place properly, not just an Excel spreadsheet. Excel spreadsheet is good. It's a good start. Nothing's wrong with that. But once we have those 10 properties, it's something else. You need to know your numbers. You need to have it in place.
Okay, so our founder, Charles Chamorro, has a question. There's a person in the group asking for investors for his restaurant idea. What should people look for to determine if an investment is viable or not?
Well, first and foremost, I think I saw that comment earlier. I'd seen the post. Didn't make much comment. All I can say is if I am an investor of a super risky entity, which is restaurants, it's marked as red flag for investors or for financial institutions. But I didn't, but it doesn't mean that it's not making money. Restaurants, majority of the restaurants are making money, but as an investor myself, I would look into their proposal. Send me a proposal first. Let me take a look at your business plan. Let me take a look at the survey that you did, the demographics that you did, and what is unique about this particular venture that you're trying to propose. And work with a very, very good, I would say, loan underwriter. That's another tip I can give you tonight. Yes. And that I know. Charles is pretty much reading those posts earlier. Thank you, Charles.
And I do have another question from Comet. He wants you to he wants to find out how to avail of the revenue and taxation that you mentioned earlier.
Okay, on the revenue on a cash basis,
Yes.
is that the question?
You mentioned something about revenue and taxation earlier. It's regarding the properties.
Oh, on the property, still on the properties?
Yeah,
Are,
it's
are
the
we still
last
on that
question that he has.
question? So for those revenue, okay, of course, revenue, when we say revenue, that's income. How much rental income are you, receiving on an annual basis? And then minus all your expenses and the licensing and everything else. That's all I can share. Because honestly, as I said, I can only speak in general terms. I don't know exactly what's going on with those 10 properties. So it's something that if they would consider to sit down and call in for an appointment.
Okay, so okay, so this is really getting technical. So maybe Comet can reach out to you, but I'll read the question just the same. Where where the grantor and grantees have the same proportional interest before and after the transfer.
Okay.
That's regarding his question.
Okay. So grantor grantee, it's a completely different, I would say, different topic. We are talking about the grantor of the trust and the beneficiary of the trust. It's something that I will not discuss tonight. That's not part of our agreement. So if they would like, I can always set up an appointment. This is nothing to do with the 10 tips that I just shared tonight. I have a class on that. It's an 8-hour class on trust.
Okay, and I think that's about all the time we have for questions for Q&A. And I do have some reminders for everyone. So everyone, let's thank Cecil for joining us tonight. Thank you so much, and thank you for imparting really invaluable information for everyone. And I'm sure a lot of people will message you directly regarding their own businesses and their own ventures. So thank you so much for participating and sharing with us your wisdom. And I do have some reminders for everyone.
Okay. Before the reminders, Mick, just want to say thank you. Thank you to you, Mick. Thank you to So-Called Pinoy. And thank you for all those wonderful questions that you just, that pop up this evening. And on behalf of my company, CMC Legacy, as well as CMC Consultants, it's been a fruitful night with So-Called Pinoy tonight. Thank you.
Yeah, so I see a lot of people saying thank you on the YouTube live chat.
Thank you.
And so before we all go, don't go, just stay with me. I have, surprise. I have like really great things coming up. So hang on for just a minute. And so tomorrow, Merle and Baby. So Merle's also watching us on YouTube. Um, Merle and Baby are going to be presenting on how to navigate the college university financial aid process. So that's something that came out from our group threads. A lot of parents were really interested because a lot of them have children who are going to college. They're juniors or seniors in high school and they're about to go to college. So that's happening tomorrow at 7 o'clock p.m. And then our very first SoCal Pinoy's virtual class for October is happening on Friday, October 2nd. That's with Tomas de los Reyes. He's the brand ambassador of Don Papa Rum. So Don Papa Rum is an actual rum company that's in the Philippines, and their rum, their sugar cane is actually grown right next to Mount Canlaon. And so there's something really cool about that. And there's a lot of history about Negros being Sugarlandia, the land of sugar and all of that stuff. And so we're going to learn about a little bit about that history, and we're going to have some fun making cocktails out of Don Papa Rum. So that's happening on Friday, everyone. Don't forget, 7 o'clock p.m. And then I just wanted to say thank you for everyone for supporting our SoCal Pinoy's virtual class. And for the month of October, that's the Filipino American History Month. We have a whole month of classes. Some are, Filipino American History Month themed. So stick around for that. And we're also going to have another contest. We just ended one, right? So we have a new logo and banner and all of that. But now it's time for another contest in celebration of Filipino American History Month. And we're gonna have a songwriting contest. So everyone, get your creative juices flowing, write a song about our group, SoCal Pinoys, and I'm gonna be posting about that contest, all of the mechanics and the sponsors and the prices and all of that stuff really, really soon. So that's new and exciting. That's something that, we can all look forward to. At the end of October, we'll have another winner. And we'll be using that song for our intro and outro song for the videos that we post on YouTube, for our karaoke's, and all of the other media that we use. So everyone, thank you for sticking around and have a good night. See you guys later.